Welcome to We've Got Words, the podcast no one asked for. I'm your host, Brent, alongside your other host for today's show, Cameron Ponte. Cam, how we doing, bud?
You know, I'm doing great.
Yeah? How was that intro? First try?
I think you nailed it. Honestly, you're getting a lot better at that.
You know, I think today's going to be a great episode. We're filming back-to-back. We're recording back-to-back.
That's how we do.
And Sunday morning, right after daylight savings time, it's 3 o'clock. We're already a few edibles deep, a few drinks deep. And I think, I'm just going to let it ride. Even though we're both hosts, I'm just gonna let it ride today.
See, this is the thing: is that we're really putting in the effort here. You know, we're getting into the studio early. We're really trying to make sure that we get the best possible content for our listeners. And I'm proud of us.
Yeah. I mean, we're doing a great job. But I mean, I hope this episode smacks. But I mean, the effort level is gonna be low on my end. I'm just gonna tell you that right now.
Don't tell them that. Let them decide.
But I think that could be the new thing. I think we're doing too much. All right. I think just the effort level needs to be lower.
It sounds like you're telling me that I'm right.
You
always complain about the little amount of effort that I put in, and then now you're just like, that sounds nice. Let's try that.
Yeah, but I mean, you still have to put effort into the other things. But like right now, the recording doesn't have to. Like that's low effort.
This stuff it should be effortless.
It's intuitive.
You know, we're naturals. We're naturals at this.
It's intuitive. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
But I will say it's going to be great, right? No effort, pretty much. We threw something together. We're like, let's record so we have more shit to, work on and stuff. Well, for me to work on.
I think also we felt like we still had more to say. You know, we were searching the Reddits and found some stuff that we really needed to comment on.
We did, yeah. We found
a lot of intriguing stories that I think need our opinion.
And another reason why, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling great. Now I'm going to come clean. I was mad at you yesterday.
I knew it.
I was mad.
Fucking knew it from the beginning, you piece of garbage.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess when the time they listen to it, it would be a week ago. But I mean, for us, like I said, the very next day, I'm no longer mad at you.
Thank you.
Finally got my iced coffee that you deprived me of.
You're such a little bitch, bro. I offered to get you a Monster.
Yeah, but I didn't want a Monster, bro.
Okay,
I wanted a coffee.
But still, I'm trying, dude.
And you also did a good job last night after we recorded at like 3 a.m. because daylight savings time, which we witnessed together. It went from...
I even brought up a little clock on my phone so we could count down the seconds and then watch it go from 1 to 3.
1:59 to 3 o'clock, which was cool. And then you got us Chinese food somehow at 3 a.m. I don't know how that was working. They weren't on the daylight savings time. That's why I don't think Chinese stores run on daylight savings.
I don't think that's accurate.
I mean, they were open and it smacked too. It was
it was really incredible. Good. That was like the best Chinese food that I've had, and I think it's probably because it was at like 3 a.m.
It was a good night after I was mad at you when we recorded. It really took a turn.
I always find a way to make it up to you, buddy. I know when you're mad at me. Sometimes you just have to admit it and then let me cook.
You also, I'm going to do this in quotes, coerced me into taking more edibles.
That's not true.
You said, should we take an extra edible or should I just go home? I said, I don't care. What do you want to do? And you were like, well, I'm just saying we could do either or. What do you want to do? And I told you, regardless of what you do, I live here. I'm probably going to take an edible and just kind of chill. And then you, for like the next 30 minutes, were like, yeah, but should I take an extra one? Should we take an extra one? Should we not take an extra one? You were trying to make deals with me. All right, I'll take an extra one, but you have to do this for me, which I don't know where you had that bargaining power because I didn't care.
Listen, the way that I see it is my end justification was, well, if I take the other edible, I'm going to have to stay over. If I stay over, we're going to have to get Dunkin' in the morning. And then I can repay you for the missed coffee the other day. And I was like, you know what? I think that's a great idea.
Okay, so then why didn't you just say that? Why did you have
Because I had to come to that conclusion on my own. Oh, I had to work through that.
Okay, well, I'm glad it all worked out. So.
You know why, though? Because I'm a really good friend to you.
I wouldn't say that.
I'm a great friend to you.
I mean, you're all right.
I'm fucking incredible. I'm like a top tier homie.
You're like 50-50.
No,
you have your good days and your bad.
Yeah, but
yesterday was a bad day.
It's low lows, but it's high highs.
Yeah, there's more low days than highs.
No, that's not true.
50-50.
No.
Yeah. The only problem with
70-30. For the high 70% highs, 30% lows.
The best I'll do is 60-40.
I'll take it.
All right.
I'll take it.
But the only like bad thing about recording back to back is like there's not much new.
That's not true. There's plenty of new stuff.
Is there?
Yeah. Let me see.
Yep. Go ahead. What, you reading the list that we didn't make?
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing on there, which I don't even know what it is Cam's questions.
Yeah. After that other edible, I was like, you know, what would be a great segment on the podcast would be if you have to deal with some of my high thoughts and questions. And I reviewed the list today.
Yep. How's the list?
Two questions.
Yeah, and how was it?
Not great.
Because we were trying to.
I don't think. I don't necessarily think. You know what? I'll give you an example.
While you pull that up, I was gonna say we were trying to figure out things to talk about, and you go, well, I mean, I have a list of questions that I thought of when I was high. I go, oh, that's perfect. Are they any good? You go, yeah, no. So it was kind of not helpful.
I'll just give you a taste.
All right.
All right.
I'm not guaranteeing that we're gonna go into this.
No. But this is my question.
Okay.
Okay. Does space smell?
Okay.
What does space smell like?
Probably nothing. I mean, there's no air.
Okay,
so
but the thing is, air isn't what gives you sense.
what are you breathing in to get that scent?
I don't know.
What's the median of
Yeah,
the
but-
smell?
but
Nothing. There's nothing existing
but
there.
I feel like a smell can't inherently be no smell.
Yes, it can.
Like it's got to
Have you
smell.
ever heard of
like,
odorless?
is it's not really odorless. There's always something.
Here's the thing, though. There's nothing. You could put the worst smelling thing in space, and it's not going to smell like anything because it doesn't have a median to travel through. It's empty. So
Yeah, but like there's so much going on in space, it has to smell like something.
also, you can't
or
smell
like
space.
so.
'cause
So are
have
you
a
saying?
suit.
Are you saying like there has to be like an atmosphere in order for there to be sense like smell?
There needs to be some type of median for.
Because I'm like, depending on like what planet you go to, they always have like noxious gases
oh yeah, if
and
you
stuff
go to
like
another
that.
planet, then
Well, yeah, but I'm
yeah,
saying
that's
like
not what you
so
said.
how close do you have to be for it to start to smell?
probably.
And are there some planets where like there's a certain distance you get there and you're like, oh my god, this place smells like shit, dude.
Yeah, probably. You probably have to be within like an atmosphere or like a gas cloud or some type of median for it to smell. But also,
But,
you're
like
in
what
a
does the
spacesuit.
nebula smell like?
Do you know what a nebula is?
Yeah, it's like space dust.
I mean, we're not gonna go into.
Tell me I'm wrong.
nebulas. I mean, if you
Is it not space dust?
technically we're space dust,
Yeah,
so
that's
everything
beautiful,
is space.
man. We're all nebula, baby.
I mean, I'm not saying that was a good question. It was better than I thought it was gonna be.
Oh, well then I have to show you the other question that's on the list.
You have at least unlocked the second question, but it is pretty fucking stupid.
Okay. If your significant other was secretly an alien hiding out on Earth, would you want them to tell you?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
I feel like that would I think that would be too much for you. I don't think you could handle that.
here's
I don't
the-
think you could handle being with an alien because you'd have too many questions and you wouldn't be able to get past it.
Well, here's the thing. I think, yes, I want them to tell me. Now, what I do with that information, that's a deeper question. I don't know if I could date an alien.
Oh, I could, 100%.
You could.
Like if it looked like a Twi'lek from Star Wars,
oh,
bro.
all right, I'm in. Yeah, no, I'm in.
But also, how could you not know?
It
I guess
depends.
in this scenario, it's like a Superman situation where it's like they completely look human in every sense.
Yeah, it depends. If they're like, oh, my true form is this blob monster, I'm going to say we have to see other people.
No, yeah. I'll
well-
refine it down. I'll say it's like a Superman situation.
I'd see the blob monster first. You know, it might be good.
Yeah, it might have the blobs
might.
in all the right places.
We'll see what it looks like, but it would depend. I don't think being an alien inherently makes you like bad, but yes, please tell me. Don't
You know,
hide that
that's
from me.
really progressive of you. I'm happy that you can make that statement.
Depends
buddy.
on where you're from, though. You know.
Yeah, so like Martians, you're like maybe,
Ah, fuck
but
yeah,
like
yeah.
Canadians, you're like
Yeah, yeah. I agree. Yeah,
that totally tracks.
and as long as they're here legally, I mean, you know, like they
Well,
can't.
no,
just-
this scenario because you don't know that person's not here legally. That
Oh, well,
alien, Clark
I
Kent,
don't-
is not here legally.
now
you know?
I don't know the laws like how we get those people back, but like, I mean, I'd have to tell someone, you know, unless she was really hot. But in that case, marry me, and she's a citizen.
she's hot enough for you to date,
So would I marry her to get?
and you've always said you wouldn't date someone unless you felt like you could marry them.
Do you think aliens that are like not from this planet can get green cards through marriage?
I don't think that those rules are written yet. I think you know
Damn.
if we have any listeners currently involved in Space Force, please reach out because we have some questions.
I think we could write. What we're saying, I think, is we're going to offer our help at a discounted rate to the United States government to write these laws.
Yeah.
Maybe the UN. I mean, I don't know where it goes, but
That's
do
fair.
that.
That's fair. It should probably be a UN thing, unless it's like a US specific
How about
policies.
it starts with the US and then we'll just bring it forth to the UN, and they'll probably listen.
And I think it's good because me and you are both on very different sides of like the political spectrum. So, anything that's going to come through that we agree on, probably going to be like relatively
Now
middle
think about
ground.
this long-term plan too. We do that, we kill it, knock it out of the park. Then
Nobel Peace Prize.
that's what we run for president off of.
That'd be a good idea.
Remember, the guys that made the laws about aliens?
Yeah, who brought interplanetary peace to this world?
Man, now think of that campaign. That's our ticket through the
That'd
door.
be sick, dude.
Well, we should work on that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we have a good couple of years before we're legally allowed to run.
Yeah, well,
so.
it's going to take at least a good 1 year to come up with it, 1 year for people to realize how awesome it is.
Oh, and then we can just kind of like keep building up our reputation that whole time?
Yeah, and we can also totally scam the system. Like,
No,
we could,
we're not going to scam the system.
No, because here's the thing. They're going to be like, we don't need this. Then you got to dress up as an alien, all right, to show the people this is why
we're
need
not
this.
going to lie to them. See, that's not the kind of government we're going to be. We're not going to be the kind of government that spreads disinformation and hides all this stuff. Like, no, we're going to be on the forefront of exposure.
How about this? We have to lie to get there. Once we're there, we'll be honest. I promise.
No lies.
Fine, no lies.
See? Look at that.
Starting
Presidential
now.
of you. Very presidential of you.
All right. Well, hey, no, I guess we did have stuff to talk about. Your question corner or whatever we called it.
Cam's questions.
I'm not saying they were great, but I mean, for giving 1 day prep, not even, it could be worse.
Thank you, buddy.
I have a list on my phone as well, but I also deleted it because I was like, I'm never going to read this.
Yeah.
It kind of defeats the purpose of putting in that work.
Well, you know what? If our listeners enjoyed Cam's questions, we'll make it a regular segment on the podcast.
I'm not saying that, but if we need something to talk about, you're up, kid. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, thank
All
you.
right.
It's a little taste of what a bonus episode would be.
Would that be a bonus episode? You keep
me randomly just throwing shit at you and just seeing how you respond.
Here's what's funny. Every time after we're done recording the show, I always say, hey, Cam, do you want to do that bonus episode you were bragging about? Because every episode, you're the one that brings up a bonus show. And every time you go, nah, I don't feel like doing it right now.
I don't know if that's something the fans actually want. So until we hear feedback, maybe we hold off.
Okay, that's fine. I respect that. Don't talk about a bonus episode. That does not exist.
I'm trying to build hype, though.
So you want to do it? Cam, do you want to do a bonus episode?
I don't know. I mean, if the fans want it.
The fans told me they want it.
I mean, if the fans want it, then I guess
you know what
we'll
I think
just
will
do
also
a
be
bonus
funny?
episode.
I think you should edit the bonus episodes and see how they turn out.
Yeah, I can hire someone to edit the bonus episodes.
I want you to do it because you can put in all the noises and sound effects. I'll give you a crash course, and I just want you to go nuts.
It will sound like a game show on Telemundo.
I will show you what I know, and whatever you do with that is up to you. But when it sounds like shit, it's fine.
You shouldn't give me that much power.
You get it for one time, don't abuse it, right?
I'm gonna abuse it.
I think that's fair. All right, but now that we bullshitted for a little bit, we gotta get into it.
Oh,
right?
you didn't want to just keep doing that for another 40 minutes?
Why is this a bonus episode? Did this just become the bonus episode?
It could be.
We're not doing it. We already put in the effort. This is a real fucking episode at this point.
Well, coming from Mr. I don't want to put any effort in today.
I don't. That's why we gotta wrap this up. Definitely gonna be shorter.
Fine. We'll see what we got going over here. What did you pick out for me today?
I don't know. Let's read it. So the first one, he wants to know. He has a problem, and he wants to know if this makes him an asshole. But it's, am I the asshole for wanting to go to the funeral of a girl that I helped get addicted to drugs? Now here's the thing. She probably didn't die from drugs, right? I don't know. I didn't read it.
My guess is she probably died from drugs. But I mean, I think if he's looking at it and he's kind of like, yeah, like I regret that I got this girl into drugs and then she ended up dying. Like, I want to be able to pay my respects. If he's going like, yeah, I did nothing wrong. I just want to, see what's up. Like, you got to admit some fault.
Or if he goes, yeah, I know I feel bad. I got this girl addicted to drugs. I want to go. Kind of like the first scenario you mentioned. But then he goes, yeah, then I'm going to shoot up behind the fucking bushes. Like,
yeah, let's avoid.
He's got to be clean. If he's not clean, the answer is
also,
no.
He needs to understand that, like, the girl's families, if they know the history or friends or anyone that knows, they might be giving him shit. And he needs to be prepared to accept that. He needs to be able to own
if they
that.
don't know, man, that could be one funeral. Oof. Let's see what's the kind of the story here.
First of all, why don't you scroll up so we can see who posted this?
Yeah, let's see who the drug dealer is. Yep, go for it.
Signey Rother? SGDNEYROTHER.
Thank you for spelling it.
Well, because I don't think I was pronouncing that right.
We don't care about these people.
I care about these people.
Really? You care about this?
I care about
All
everyone
right.
on this planet.
Okay. Well, I'm sure
including
I can
your
find you.
secret alien girlfriend that you refuse to tell me about.
What about those kids that fucked in front of the 2-year-old?
Yeah, I care about them. I think they need fucking help.
Wild. All right. Go ahead. What are the drugs of question here?
I'm 26 and clean from heroin for 3 years.
All right. So he's clean. Hardcore drug. Bad thing to get addicted to.
Yeah,
Not even fun,
But
probably.
he made it out the other side. Or she. I don't think it technically says it's a boy or a girl.
Yeah, I don't know either. Maybe we'll find out.
I was also a piece of shit and used to deal for a while. Owning it.
He's
good.
owning it,
That's good.
all
that
right?
They're owning it. I managed to get with a beautiful girl named Marcy when I first started getting into the thick of things. She knew who I was, but she said she loved me.
Oh, wild.
I mean, I like that. She was able to kind of overcome that and kind of see past some of those. If it's a red flag, it's okay to say like, no, I'm all set until you get clean. But if you can accept someone for who they are like that, I think that's beautiful.
But also, I mean, she knew. Like, I'm assuming I'm kind of interpolating stuff that's going.
Interpolating.
Yeah.
I don't think that's.
I'm
a
not
word.
interpreting. I'm interpolating. Like, I'm kind of planning ahead a little bit. I'm predicting. I'm using data and predicting something.
You're making bullshit up. Continue.
No, I'm pretty sure that's right. But if she knew he was a dealer of heroin and still sought that out, like, yeah, he technically got her addicted to heroin, but she was also kind of seeking it out in a way.
I don't think she was seeking it out. I don't think she was expecting it to be something that she gets into. I mean,
Like,
she
it's equally
could be.
blame on her, though, is what I'm saying.
What?
Like, it's just equal blame on her. Like,
I wouldn't say equal blame.
The drug dealer isn't the bad person for getting you addicted. You're also 50% like responsible for using heroin.
Yeah,
and for buying heroin.
I can see a little bit from both sides.
I think it's 50-50.
I think the thing is, if you're going to be hanging around people who do hardcore drugs like heroin and a dealer, you are going to be significantly more likely to get involved, just based on proximity. That's just the world you're dipping a toe into. So you got to be, extra conscious of that stuff.
Yeah. So let's keep going. We're at the top here.
I will regret this for the rest of my life, but I was the person who shot up Marcy for the first time. After that, there was no stopping her. She stuck around with me, probably because I was her dealer more than anything. But then I got clean and never saw her again for a long time.
So
that's tough.
But here's the thing, though. So, like, yeah, he messed up, right? Again, I would say 50-50. He supplied her. She went through with it. I do agree on the 50-50 personally. But then here's the thing. Like, he kind of owned up to that. He got clean. Yes, it's unfortunate that she didn't. But, like, if she continued to use and didn't try to get clean like him, still 50-50 on the... Well, yeah, I don't think it's all his fault.
It's definitely her responsibility to try to get clean and get help, which is tough. It's certainly not an easy process to A, admit that you need to get clean, and B, actually be able to kind of follow through with it. Addiction's a really difficult thing,
so
especially with heroin.
Let's see if anything gets better right at the top here.
A year ago, she reached out to me on Facebook and told me that she hadn't been clean. And told me that she had been clean for a few months, and she said that she didn't hate me for what happened, and she hoped I was still clean. That's
good. So she got clean. Nice. So it seems like at this point, yeah, you messed up, but now you guys are both clean. I think she has a great understanding of, like, I don't blame you. Like, I get that. I think it's all fair right now. I wonder if it takes a turn for the worse.
Last week, I got a call from my sister who told me that she saw on Facebook that Marcy had OD'd and there was a funeral service this upcoming Thursday.
But I wonder how long she was...
Sorry for your loss.
I wonder how long she was clean for before she OD'd. Like, was she lying, or was it like, oh, I'm clean 2 days?
So it sounds like... so a year ago, she was clean for a few months. We don't know how long it lasted after.
Or if she even
within that year. Yeah, I mean, there's...
You know what I'm saying? Because clearly she didn't stop.
I don't think she would necessarily be reaching out and saying that if she wasn't clean, because it kind of seems like it's random if they hadn't talked for a while.
Or maybe she was hoping that he wasn't. I don't know, secretly.
We don't know her motives, but it sounds... I mean, I think we have to give her the benefit of the doubt at this point, that it sounds like she was trying to be genuine.
Yeah, but clearly unsuccessful.
Which it happens with something like that.
All right.
I
Almost done?
immediately just burst into tears because I hope that this would never happen and I feel so much guilt over it. I want to go to the funeral service for her, but I'm afraid that my presence would be unwanted. At the most, I would just slip in the back, pay my respects, and leave. I need to do this for myself. Am I the asshole for wanting to go?
No, I think that's fine.
No,
Go. I think you get a good plan. I think you're. I mean, yeah, I can see why you feel guilty, but I really don't think it's on you. I
Yeah.
think it's fine.
At the end of the day, you can only take so much responsibility for it. And he's, admitting the guilt and kind of like accepting that it's going to be tough. But at the end of the day, too, he seemed like he legitimately cared about this person. And to pay your respects and be able to kind of say your piece for your own closure, I think it's important.
I think it's
actually.
fine. Yep, I think it's fine.
No,
Go.
I'm not the asshole.
Do what you did. Nice and easy one. We love to see nice people too. I got another one. This one also kind of longer, so this will be probably it for me for a little bit. But this one is, am I the asshole for uninviting my parents from my wedding? Now, the reason I picked this one, again, I skimmed, but let's just say I think we might side with the parents. Usually we're always attacking parents on this show. We might actually side with the parents. I don't know. Go ahead.
Let's see who this is from. Optimal-Carpet 784.
Hot. All right.
Yeah, that was hot.
Optimal carpet. You love an optimal carpet.
I don't mind a rug here and there.
Yeah, all right. Wild. Go ahead, read this one.
I, 45-year-old male, am getting married to my fiance, 49-year-old male, next week, and my family has done nothing but make my life harder.
Imagine if she wasn't getting married to her fiance. That'd be a great story. Anyways.
I want my family to wear blue for pictures.
Nope.
Oh.
Nope. You missed the second sentence.
Missed the line. You're doing too much scrolling. I want a gluten-free cake for my husband to be. No, those don't taste good. Only make it one tier of the cake.
So stop right there. I think that's fair. Make it one tier of the cake. Give me my fucking gluten. Yeah, I think that's fair for planning a wedding.
It's your wedding. Fucking have a gluten-free cake. They don't taste that much different.
They don't taste like regular cake.
Yes, they do.
But
when was the last time you had a gluten-free cake?
If
You've probably never had it.
If you give me gluten-free cake and cake, I'm not saying the gluten-free will be bad, but I will definitely tell a difference.
I can almost guarantee that you can't.
We'll do that on a bonus episode.
I'll have Trev make it.
Okay. But I think that is a reasonable response from our parents. Being like, oh, well, how about you just make like the one tier, and then have the rest. I think that's a smarter way to plan a wedding.
No.
Like she's thinking of like the event of a wedding.
No, because it's not about it's not about the guests you're having. Guess what? Your wedding is about you and your fiance. If you want a fucking gluten-free cake, you have a gluten-free cake.
Yeah, I think you just do the first layer though. All right, what's next though?
I want my family to wear blue for pictures. No, they don't look good in blue. They prefer warm colors.
Now, here's the thing. That one I don't really care about because
it just sounds stupid. Like if it's your wedding, you get what you want. I'm sorry.
I think so far they're 1-1. I think
No.
I think you should have listened to the parents on the first one, but the cake. This one though, if you're wearing blue, you're fucking wearing blue. So they're 1-1 right now.
I don't want my nephew to bring the rings down, but he'll miss out on such a big moment for his own.
I can see both sides of this one.
No, it doesn't matter. If you don't want the fucking nephew to bring the rings down, it's your wedding.
I don't think anyone gets the point because I can see how like you want them to get involved, like family and stuff, if you're more of that traditional. But also, fuck that kid. I don't want him fucking up the wedding. So I can kind of see both sides of this.
Every time I try and make a decision, somebody has to come along and say something about how my decision is wrong. But I was willing to put up with all that. The last straw was earlier tonight when my parents insisted we have an open bar instead of a dry wedding.
Now, right there, Cam, this is a big one. I mean, this wedding sounds like it's going to suck. Like, the parents are like, yeah, we should have an open bar. I wonder too if they're like, oh, we'll support like the open bar. That's fucking incredible. And she didn't say no, right? Because no, all right, some people don't want people to get too drunk or whatever, right? She goes, no, dry wedding. Oh, dude, if your kids tell you that, come on.
The only thing that I can see there is if there is a substance issue with like the bride and groom,
Fair.
and that's
Hey, Cam,
not something that they're comfortable being
before we
around.
finish that thought, just read the very next sentence, like the right next two sentences, and then we can come back to it if you want.
A dry wedding was our decision. There's no alcoholics on either side of our family.
So to answer that question, Cam, nope, they just are boring fucking people.
Okay, but to be fair, if they are boring people and want to have a dry wedding, that is 100% well in their right. Maybe they like hate drunk people, can't stand being around them, and don't like being in environments where there's alcohol. If that's them, I'm probably not their friend because I enjoy my substances responsibly. But that is well in their right to say, yeah, I don't want
Yeah, but
alcohol at my wedding.
I don't blame, like, the family just seems like they're trying to make the wedding good or better. Now the bride and groom can be like, I don't give a fuck. It's my wedding. I don't give a fuck about the other people. Valid, like mind, like decision making. But like you can't blame the parents for being like, all right, but if you do want everyone to have a good time, you're doing it wrong. You know?
It doesn't sound like that's what they're doing. It sounds like the parents are being like, no, you can't do that.
I don't know. I feel like they might be, because they're arguing. I feel like she's trying to make the mother sound bad. But, you know, again, if the bride and groom said, we want to plan a fun wedding, then they're doing it wrong. Listen to your parents. Now, if they told like their mother, no, like, I don't care about other people. This is for me. All right. You know, honestly, at that point, that's true.
Yeah.
The wedding will suck, but if they're okay with that, whatever. Let's see if there's anything more here.
But we don't like drinking. We don't like how loud and obnoxious people become when they drink. We just wanted a simple, beautiful wedding. But my parents just could not turn down another opportunity to complain about something. Telling us about how, oh, it's too hard to meet people without a drink or two, or it's time to celebrate and party, at least have something for us to have. But I wasn't budging.
I mean, make it like, I don't know. I was like a BYOB, but like, here's the thing: if your kids are getting married, Cam, you want to drink,
but
even
again,
if it's just for you. Even if it's just for you.
Everyone's different.
But what if you? But I don't think it's unreasonable for asking your kids. All right, listen, I get that. Can I at least drink? Like, can I have stuff?
Well, they already said they don't like being around people who are drinking.
But it's so much harder to talk to people and meet people. That's what the mother says, I'm assuming, which I also agree with.
But the thing is you have to respect the boundaries of the bride and the groom.
Yeah, I just think their wedding sucks. Let's see if there's anything else here. I have no clue where you left off, so.
But I wasn't budging. I told them I told them that the dry wedding was already decided, and they don't want to stay for if they don't want to stay for the reception, they can leave after the ceremony. My dad chimed in with, I guess I'll just have to drink beforehand then. And I lost it.
But that's fair. I mean, he's just having to have a good time. I can't blame a guy for having a good time.
What I think may be part of the issue, and again, this is an assumption that I'm making, is they have previous experiences where their parents don't have a drinking problem. But when their parents drink, they tend to be embarrassing and extra frustrating.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think the party's gonna suck.
If that's the scenario, if your parents, like hypothetically, if you were this kid's dad, he might think, and that kid somehow has decided, I want to have a dry wedding because I hate booze and stuff. He's gonna be like, yeah, I don't want Brent drunk at my wedding.
Well, too fucking bad, kid. I mean, I don't know. I might have a ruling here, but let's finish the story.
You when you scroll, you screw
dude,
me up. I see it now.
I do not know where you are.
My dad chimed in with, I guess I'll have to have a drink beforehand then. And I lost it. I told him, actually, you won't even have to do that. I'm done. You're not coming. You've walked all over me this whole time. But this isn't about you. This day is about me and my fiance. And if you can't stay sober to meet his family, then you don't need to meet them at all.
Also, that's wild that they haven't met before. But also,
well, the families isn't necessarily that crazy.
But like, here's the thing: they were a pain in the ass. I mean, I agree with them, but they were a pain in the ass. I don't think that's a reason to uninvite them completely. I mean, come on.
I think it sounds like they've come to a point where they're just very frustrated. It definitely sounds like an emotional reaction.
Like, it would be fair if like he came drunk or drinking and they were like, "I told you can't do this. Leave." That's different. That's fine. But if they're just saying, "Oh, but I want to," and like kind of bugging them, that may be severe to uninvite them.
I mean, you have to realize too, weddings are incredibly stressful for the bride and the groom. So if that's one thing that they just want to have under control and they want to say, this is not something I want to deal with at my wedding/reception, again, I think that's fair. You kind of have to suck it up. Yeah, it might suck. It's probably going to suck. But at the end of the day, you got to make the kids happy. It's
Yeah,
their
but
wedding.
I don't know. I think uninviting them is a bit harsh. The last paragraph here.
My fiance grabbed the keys and he walked out with me. He supports my decision on this, luckily, but I can't help but feel bad. I'm their oldest kid finally getting married, and I just told them they can't be there to see it. I'm wondering if I should allow a bottle of champagne at dinner just to appease them, or if I should stick to the invite being taken away. So, am I the asshole?
I think that would be a good solution, and don't uninvite your parents from the wedding for just trying to help. Like, I know she doesn't want it. They were just trying to help plan a better wedding.
See, the thing, so I agree with that, but I also don't think that they're an asshole for having that reaction. I think as long as they can, yeah, I would say have that reaction, go to them and be like, listen, I'm really stressed because of X, Y, and Z. You know, if you want to have a bottle of champagne at the table, that's fine, but please don't drink beforehand. Please don't do anything like embarrassing because I'm stressed out enough as it is, but I also don't want you guys to not be there.
Yeah, and I feel like the parents, even though she's making it seem like it, I don't think they're that unreasonable.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume. But I will make one ruling. I feel like I have to do this, right? I think you would agree with it, even though you'll be like, I didn't vote for that. Oh, no, but you're secretly happy about it. I'm going to use my one ruling to say, don't have dry weddings. Have an open bar.
I mean,
that's the official.
I'm okay with that ruling, but there's got to be like some amendments there, where it's like
no amendments,
if you're former addicts, if you have legitimate concerns, stuff like that.
Nope, sorry, no amendments.
Room.
That's the ruling.
Oh, there's wiggle.
That's the ruling.
I'll use mine to fucking veto you. Don't
test
test me.
If you want to use your
Don't
one,
fucking test me.
You want to use your one?
Maybe I will.
Well, you only have until we read the next one, so that's what I thought.
I'm gonna veto.
You're gonna veto it? Wow. The first ever veto on We've Got Words.
Yeah, because I think that you can't be as strict like that. I think there are certain scenarios where it doesn't make sense.
Well, what I didn't tell you about was the secret second veto that I have.
No.
Only I have.
That's not how that works.
No. All right, well, I'm not going to your wedding. It's going to suck.
You told me you were going to pay for the open bar, and I said sure.
Oh, we're allowed to do that? Okay, cool. All right, so now we'll move on to some of yours. Yours are nice and short. I kind of like that, right?
Yeah, I was going easy on us today.
Yeah, sure. But this one is one of your longer ones. But it does sound funny. It's, should I ask my friend to buy me a new couch after breaking it due to her weight? That is something that doesn't just happen in movies. It happens in real life.
No, that happened.
You know?
Let's go scroll up and see who this is from. This is no-material-5332.
No material. All righty. Go ahead.
My friend came into town to visit for a few days. She slept on the couch during the duration of her time here. When she left, I noticed that my couch was sunken in, but went in to kind of readjust the cushion and realized she actually broke the entire board, and the fabric even tore where the wooden piece collapsed.
Yo, how big is this girl?
I mean, some people are big.
Yeah, clearly, Cam.
And we don't know what this couch looked like. Maybe it was a rinky-dink piece of crap couch.
Yeah, I mean, that's tough. I don't know. Let's read on. I think I have opinions, but we'll wait.
I text her and let her know she broke it, and even sent pictures, and her response was that she's sad. Fair. I mean, I'm sure she doesn't feel great about herself after that. That's tough.
Yeah, keep going.
I feel bad because I know it wasn't intentional. However, I paid $1,500 for that couch, and I can't just afford to fork out the money for a new one. Do I ask her to buy me a new couch? How should I go about this?
Okay, so I would say this is at least my opinion, this is something that unfortunately you fork over the money for. She can't help that she's fat. Well, I mean, she can't help that her weight breaks the couch. She can't affect gravity, okay, is what I'm trying to say. So she shouldn't owe you money for, gravity getting the best of her. But also you can absolutely behind her back make fun of her, because that is a little funny. Only behind her back, though. Cam, I think that's reasonable.
Yeah, if you're not going to ask her for money, I guess that's reasonable.
Yeah, exactly.
But also, don't be like too mean about it. Like, if you want to be like a little like pissy and kind of like try to laugh it off behind their back.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to hurt them.
Yeah, if they're still your friends, then I hope you're not saying like some super bad stuff about it. If you're like, yo, that fat ass, okay, that's probably funny. That's a good line.
No, that's rude.
And I think that's a good line.
Jesus.
Again, behind her back. Because yeah, I mean, again, she can't help it, right? She broke the couch. That happens.
I
She
also
shouldn't pay for it. You told her to sleep on the couch. You knew she was fat. You know, I'm just saying, you're not gonna give your fat friend a clumsy chair or a couch or
that's true. I
You're
mean,
gonna
maybe
give 'em a
maybe
fucking
think a little bit more if you know your friend is large.
you're gonna make them like sleep on a stainless steel bed, right? Like you have to be a little smart about this. You fucked up. You gotta pay that $1,500. But also, it's hilarious that your fat friend broke the couch.
I mean, I also would say it wouldn't be bad for her to offer
Oh
to
my
put
God.
some money towards
I
it.
just looked at there's 2 edits and one of them answers my question.
Oh, okay.
So read the edits.
She is over 350 pounds.
Damn,
I
bro, we
believe
found
she
out.
said she's in the 400s from a conversation we had some time ago, but can't remember exact.
So right there, don't let her
That's-
sleep on the couch.
Yeah, I would say, at that point, just to avoid any problems like this, just be like, you know what? Stay in the
I
bed, I'll
need
take
to
the
see this.
couch,
Like,
or
what does that look
come
like?
up with a better solution.
What do you think that looks like? 400 pounds.
We don't need to discuss that. We don't need to be rude.
Well, I need to know the scale. Like are they going to be making
do
TV
you wanna
shows
Google a picture? Like,
later? Because
I mean, they have like a show. I'm pretty sure it's like My 500-Pound Life.
okay, so
and,
we are
and
going
stuff like that.
So
yeah.
like, that's what I was wondering. Is
yeah,
it like
that's
that
like
limit?
show level? Yeah.
So it is show level.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you
or
doing?
at least getting there.
What are you doing letting her sleep on the couch? I mean,
Yeah. I mean, maybe be a little bit more considerate.
when you have a friend that's over 400 pounds, those are the damages that you have to accrue and the investment you have to take on being their friend. Like if you have big friends, that's awesome. But there's no big friend insurance. So if something happens, that's the price you pay.
I think it's very nice that you're saying you need to accept these people for who they are, and take in and incur some of the damages that it takes to keep that person in your life, because they must be worth it.
Yeah, I guess I did say that.
If this is like a bad, shitty friend and they're doing stuff like this, then you can be rude to them. But if it's someone like you love, you care about, you're close with, this is stuff that might happen. And as a good friend, you should just accept it.
You said it in a better way, but we are saying the same thing.
Yeah.
But
I speak Brent.
Well, I'm glad.
I'm good at translating for people to see that you're not a complete asshole.
Let's read. There's one more edit, but there's one more part of this one too.
I'm only adding this info because a comment mentioned it may be the quality of the couch. While that may be true, not sure. Just wanted to add some context.
Oh, she's like, yeah, it would be funny. She goes, yeah, now here's the thing. I got it at IKEA, but like that would be funny. And then one more edit.
I appreciate the advice received. I will not be asking her to pay for the couch, nor to pitch in for a new one. I will chalk it up to a learning lesson, move on, and start saving for a new one.
And I think that's important. A learning lesson. Now she realizes my friends are big, right? So I got to be careful. And no, I don't want to be paying for another $1,500 couch. She'll never make that mistake again. She learned. It would have been better if it was like with a chair instead of a couch, because more money.
Tough.
But she did learn her lesson. That's kind of gets back to what we were saying before. Like, you got a big friend. All right.
Yeah. I mean, it's sometimes that's stuff that's just going to happen. You got to roll with it.
Yeah. That was
just
a good one.
like, when you go out and our friends are with us, they have to deal with the fact that you're a menace.
Yeah.
And they love you. They may not be happy about it, but they still love you.
I feel like, they love me for about, 5 to 6 years. And then the menace kind of gets too much. And then we kind of restart.
That's because they give you an inch and then you take a foot.
I have to test my limit.
Exactly. And then you find that line and then you're like, okay.
But I come back better every time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I'll give you that. You're certainly a lot less homophobic than you used to be.
Yeah, we're definitely not in the final stages of this.
Oh,
but
no. You still have a lot of improvement.
I'm just
but
waiting.
you also refuse to go to therapy. So.
When do you think the big Armageddon's going to happen? Because eventually it's gonna become too much.
I don't know. I hope we don't have to have an Armageddon. I think our Armageddon already happened.
Did it?
Yes.
Probably.
Not
this year.
I think now it's just a series of Cold Wars. No, not this year.
It's
But
still early.
I think that was hopefully the peak.
Yeah. I don't know about that, but Cam, I just see one here real quick. Is this going to be one call the police? Because we said we can't do that anymore.
No, we can still do it because I need context to this so that I can really rip these people to shreds.
Because I read this and I said...
And I'm going to let you read this, by the way.
Oh my God. Really?
Yeah.
You're giving me a long one?
Yep.
Dude, I hate you. All right. So this is.
Who's
you read
who's
the
it from?
title. You read the title.
Okay. So it's from Throwaway 117559. And the thing that we're going to be discussing, Brent, is my 14-year-old sister is in a non-sexual relationship with a 23-year-old man, and I'm the only one in my family who sees this as a problem.
That is crazy. First off, thank you for at least specifying non-sexual. I don't know the story, but I do question that because not many 21-year or 23-year-olds are gonna who are all there are gonna be just casually dating a 14-year-old.
See, what I found as interesting though is technically there's a way you read this where it doesn't sound that bad.
Okay, enlighten
because
me.
Perfect example, me and you are in a non-sexual relationship.
What the fuck?
We have a relationship, our
Where
friendship.
is this going?
We have a non-sexual relationship. So maybe it's just
okay. So Cam, if you were 14,
friends.
is
Maybe
that
they're
fine?
just friends.
If you were 14, is that fine?
I mean, there should be some boundaries, but if they're just friends,
Cam,
I don't know. Maybe it's fine. Maybe it's fine.
You justified the non-sexual part. I wasn't really even going that far. I was going, why is a 23-year-old guy hanging out with a 14-year-old girl?
Like I said, we don't know the genders.
Yes.
Oh no, we do. We do.
Cam, yes, we do.
We do.
Why is I don't. You're focused on the non-sexual. I'm focused on don't hang out with kids.
All I'm saying is there is like a 0.0001% chance this is all incredibly innocent.
I think here's the thing.
But when they say in a non-sexual relationship, it sounds like they're dating, and that is not okay.
I'm gonna interpret why I think what's going on with you. You realize you fucked up because you low key implied, non-sexual. Yeah, that's a thing, but you didn't care about older guys hanging out with 14-year-old girls. That's what you fucked up. You're realizing this because that's what you implied.
It's not like they're like a creepy old guy. I'm saying hypothetically that gap of years, if it was moved forward, that gap could reasonably date. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but it's not.
But no,
it's a 14-year-old girl.
That's why I said as long as they're not dating, if they're friendly, if they like work together or something like that.
A 14-year-old girl.
It's like
a 23-year-old guy.
It's
Where
I'm
are
not
they
saying
working?
it's good. I'm not saying it's good.
Where are they working?
Like a Dunkin' situation or like a Market Basket.
They don't allow 14-year-olds to work everywhere.
Some places.
But down south.
Dunkin', I'm pretty sure was like 15.
Flyover states.
I'm pretty sure Market Basket's like 14 or 15 or something.
Damn, they're really those are
so like
big
I'm saying,
corporations.
if it's something like that, like if they're like a co-worker friendship kind of thing, better.
Cam,
still not good.
Cam, there's no way that's what you were imagining when you were saying what you were saying.
No, I'm saying there's a way. There is a way to look.
Stop trying to justify it.
Where it's not as worse.
Don't hang out.
It's gonna be
with
rough,
kids.
It's gonna be rough.
It's gonna be rough to read. All right, because we're still having the issue of I can't see because of the camera, but all right. So here is the story. So they met through a summer camp 2 years ago. So it was a camp counselor situation.
I guess so. That would be my guess.
That's so problematic. Right from there. He was also one of her group leaders. Yep, again.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta love Reddit. Always answering our questions as soon as we ask them. They became friends and exchanged phone numbers. This is so many red flags.
Like I said, it's getting to that point where I think it's going to ramp up to be a creepy thing.
Wild.
Well, I've never been to camp. I don't know if this is what camp people do.
I never did either, but that sounds like that camp seems like you probably avoid it, Like it ends up on the news. Sometimes within the past few months, they've begun dating, according to my sister. Oh, you know what? I'm just thinking of another scenario. Maybe the little sister has a crush on him and is saying like, oh, that's my boyfriend. Like we're dating. And he's like, no, you're my student type deal.
It could be. Yeah, it could be like she's got like a little schoolgirl
Little
crush
girls
on him.
are the biggest liars. They'll say that. They'll be like, that's my boyfriend. You can't trust them.
14-year-olds don't do that. Just because you did that when you were 14 doesn't mean little girls are. It also sounded like that's happened to you before, where like a 14-year-old girl was like, that's my boyfriend. And you're like, these fucking lying kids
let
over
me
here.
tell you the half of it. I was going to say I got so many 14-year-old girl stories, but we're not. That sounds bad.
Please, I think we need to hear this simply for the fact that no one tries to sue you.
No, I can say the thing that there aren't many, but I do think that
Hit me with him.
I do
Hit me
think
with
that
one.
would be funny to put on a shirt. No, I'm just saying that the biggest lie is there was this girl named Olivia. She was, I don't want to say mean things about her, but man, let's just say you can never trust an Olivia. So a lot of people with particular names that we just can't trust on.
I
this
changed
show.
my mind. I just want you to continue.
They apparently confessed their feelings from one another over a phone call.
Not good.
Yeah. And he proceeded to ask her out. So now, again, that's allegedly. I'm not saying I'm representing this camp right now, but let's just say.
Allegedly and apparently is a fine line. Apparently sounds a little bit more grounded in factual evidence.
No, I would think allegedly sounds a little more. That's like we know something. This is like apparently. She's just telling me. She accepted and proudly refers to this creep as her boyfriend. Again, that could just be 14-year-old girls always be lying.
Dude, don't say that. It sounds so creepy when you say that.
My parents seem to have no problem with this whatsoever. My dad initially was concerned and as angry as I am, but I believe the combination of my mother talking to him / my father actually meeting the perv brainwashed, my dad seeing things in a different way. So again, maybe they met him and he was like, yeah, your daughter's like cute, but like, let me back that up. He's like, oh, like cute, like little girl. One more time. Maybe they realized, oh, he just cares for our daughter because he's like a teacher at a camp. And he's not a creep.
No, he's coming over as her boyfriend and meeting like, hi, these are my parents. Hey, parents, this is my boyfriend. That's what, if that's the scenario, then you go, no, we're not dating. We're close and we're friendly, and I think she's great, but no, that's not appropriate, and I don't cross the line.
Yeah, but he realizes like, oh, there's a crush there, so he's saying like, oh yeah, kind of like that.
No, that's not what's happening because you don't feed. That's not what you do. You don't feed into it when something like this happens. I think that's why I think you've led on a bunch of 14-year-old girls, and then
I'm sorry,
you just that's what I feel like it happens. Based on what you've been describing, I think that's why you can't trust 14-year-old girls.
No, I'm just saying, I think the fathers are recognizing there's a girl crush, and we're all just gonna play along with it.
They shouldn't do that. That's not safe.
So I brought up my concerns on multiple occasions, but my parents consistently shut me down and have even accused me of causing unnecessary tension and trying to destroy a pure relationship. Okay.
Ain't nothing pure about that relationship, player.
So now I'm seeing that the parents actually think it's a real relationship and they're okay with it. Yeah.
Yep.
There's the evidence of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's not. Also, I am questioning at this point the pure relationship.
That ain't happening.
He's touching things. They have to get the dolls out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I think there needs to be a significant legal case opened up here.
I've considered going to the police, but the fact that they aren't having sex. First off, again, you never consider it. The answer probably
just
is
go to the police.
Go to the police. We have to. Who knew that we've got words of really like a blue striped type of podcast? You know.
I say go to the police because there's no one else you can really go to. I'm not necessarily saying the police are going to handle it right.
Yeah, but you got to go to them or go to us. We can help out too. But yeah, that is tough. Now here's the thing, and I want her to know this, and the police hopefully know this. Even if they aren't having sex, that is totally enough grounds to be like, yeah, we're gonna look into this. All right.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it might be one of those tougher things to get him on, but like there is still definitely crimes associated with that, even if they're not having sex.
I think part of the issue might come down to like the parents not pressing charges.
But like, do you know?
In which case, that's when you get like child protective services involved.
Yeah, like there are
stuff
options.
Like that. There's
it's
avenues.
Worth it.
It's worth it.
Yeah.
Even if your family hates you, honestly, just do it so you know you're not involved in that.
Exactly. And we don't know like the particulars of what would need to happen. Do you know why? Because we're not the police.
Mm-hmm.
But do you know who does know?
Probably the
police.
Yeah, that's definitely. It's usually a good first try.
I know this for a fact. Because my sister and the psycho are never left alone. Like psycho, same thing. Are never left alone. Well, I guess that's good, right?
Yeah, but also, I mean, they could be having like phone sex and like exchanging nudes and shit like that. Like that stuff, That I almost guarantee you is probably happening because they're fucking weird.
So he apparently made a promise to my parents that he is willing to wait as long as possible if it means he can remain my sister's boyfriend.
Hold on. As long as possible does not mean I wait till she's 18. That
is
means
true.
we'll see how far I can get without it.
I have my limits, but we're not there yet.
Yeah. He's like
15 might be too much.
That's letting him be like, well, it's only been a day. Nah, I can't keep going with
I tried.
this.
For whatever reason, they fall right into that bullshit and act like they want what's best for my sister. I probably didn't explain enough, but I'm so utterly lost, angry, confused, etc. I honestly can't even put it into words how I really feel. I'm her 22-year-old brother. Oh, he's brother. I thought that was sister. Oh, I guess that's still his sister.
Yeah.
And I feel like the weight of my world is on my shoulders for having to save her from this sick freak. I know talking to my sister won't do anything. My parents are a lost cause, and I simply don't have any evidence of legal wrongdoing. All right, so yes, you do. Just go to the police.
Yeah. Well, like I said, either the police or Child Protective Services, some sort of entity that can hold these people accountable, because that is not a good situation for that kid.
And then he just says down there that this could be a phase, or that's what the parents are kind of thinking. But yeah,
still, that's not safe.
That's not a phase
like,
you go through.
There's 100% like a chance that this is some sort of weird like sex trafficking thing, or it could turn into that. Like you really have to be careful nowadays because people are fucking creepy, man.
I agree. Yeah, definitely just go to the police. So, all right, we have don't worry about that one. We have 2 more topics. One of them is really short. So do you want to just get that through?
That's fine.
Okay. Well, we'll just get through this one because I noticed, I thought it was an error, but you said, no, not an error. There's a title to this one, but there's no post. So we'll see why. Go ahead. This is the title from who's this guy? Deleted.
Oh my God, that makes this so much worse.
It really does. Go ahead, read the title.
So this story is asking or saying, I'm Chilean. As I type this on Reddit, policemen are holding people hostage at gunpoint. They're entering people's houses and taking them away somewhere. The military is on the streets shooting at civilians. I'm at home. I can't sleep. I'm scared. There's helicopters flying over. What can I do?
All right, now let's read the post.
Hold on. First thing I want to say, don't go to the police.
Don't go to the police.
Do not go to the police, please.
I honestly, shit, we maybe can't do this one. This is really hurting our image.
No, I think it's showing that we can be reasonable. If stuff like this is happening, do not go to the police.
Also,
don't trust the military. Get the fuck out of Chile.
I think this is something that Reddit can't help you with. Probably don't post it. Because I don't know if this is like a sad thing, but like Kim, there is no post. So maybe they didn't make it. Also deleted.
Yeah. Either that or there's some serious censorship going on over in Chile.
Here's the thing. So we usually say always go to the police, right? But I think for this one, I know you said don't go to the police. We agree. But also, I want to make another thing that probably should happen in these scenarios. Don't put this on Reddit right now. Get safe. You know what I'm saying? Like well, here's what you got to do. Ready?
Yeah, you got to try to just get out of there.
This is the order of operations. Get safe. 1, go to the police. 2, 3, post on Reddit so we can read it. That's the order of operations.
No, don't go to the police.
No, I'm not saying in this case. I'm saying in general. In general.
Oh, okay.
Right? In general, you 1, get safe. 2, go to the police. Then you write about it on the podcast. So, I mean, if this is guys in a war, probably don't use Reddit.
Also, if anyone knows what's going on in Chile, at least 5 months ago, it seems. Is that what it said?
Yeah, either that or he's lying.
Please reach out and let us know. And if there's anything we can do to help the people of Chile, let's do what we can.
Either that or he's lying. But anyways, you do have one more here. Can we get through this one quickly?
Yeah, probably.
I have one more short thing. But if we can get through this one quickly, we can do this one.
Pristine Opposite 7727 asks, do I tell my little brother what his I love cream pies shirt really means.
That's hilarious. I want to know how old he is. This could be funny.
What really pulled my attention to this one is that there is a link in this story to the t-shirt, and I really need to know what this t-shirt looks like.
Yeah, we should get a couple.
That would be fantastic.
That would be funny.
My younger brother is a junior in high school. Great grades, involved with his church, upstanding kid. One of his favorite snack foods are Little Debbie oatmeal cream pies.
This is a disaster already waiting to happen.
I mean, I blame Little Debbie.
Yeah,
Little Debbie
great cream pies.
shouldn't have such great cream pies. My mom knows this and got him a shirt that reads, "I love cream pies for Christmas." Amazon link below.
Which is wild. But also, if like, I was gonna say, if he was like a junior, he knows what it means, but he's like a really religious junior. So that's like, I can see how him and the mother don't know. Like the sister seems like she got out and she's like, you guys are insane.
Being on the internet too much, I know what a cream pie is. However, my mom and my little brother have no idea what that means. I'm pretty sure it is one of those dirty t-shirts that is pretending to be innocent, but my poor family is too innocent to realize it.
That's hilarious. Because I believe they actually just don't know. And they're like, wow, that's not what that shirt is meant to go for.
So right now, my advice is just
let him wear it. That's funny.
Either just let him wear it, or I mean, I can see him being concerned and everything like that. Why don't you talk to your mom? Why don't you pull your mom aside and be like, "That's a really dirty saying, and I'm pretty sure this is what it's meant to be," and then you let mom handle it.
Yeah.
And if mom is fine with it, then I mean, you know what? If mom's fine with it, you can be fine with it. If you want to address it with the kid after, that's also fair.
He's gonna find out at school. I don't know what type of school he goes to, but that's hilarious.
Well, I mean, if he's like a sheltered, like religious kid, maybe not.
Honestly, I think the mom can do no wrong. She can either say, "Okay, thanks for letting me know," right, and then stop that. Which that's good. Intervening, pretty reasonable thing to do. Or if she finds out, she can go, "Oh, okay, thank you for letting me know." How funny would it be though if we don't tell him?
Yeah, but
because either way, that's funny. Because that's a funny bit.
But definitely just talk to mom.
Let's see if there's anything else here.
I would hate for my little brother to be made fun of by his friends or my family to scandalize their local church. On the other hand, I would hate to ruin Christmas by pointing this out. Do I tell my little brother the truth behind his...
Maybe wait like a day? Or maybe just tell him. I don't know.
Well, no, pull mom aside and just double check. Be like, hey, what's going on? Like, clearly don't just like make it a whole confrontation in front of the family. But next chance you get to kind of pull your mom aside, just be like, hey, not to be a dick, but just so you know.
We actually do get an update of what they do.
Ooh. Can we click on that t-shirt?
Yeah, we can get the t-shirt later.
Update. Between your responses and my little brother showing off his "I like cream pie" shirt to his grandparents, I knew I had to talk to him about his shirt. I did talk to my little brother late last night and asked him if he knew what a cream pie was. Turns out he did know what a cream pie was, and he didn't say anything because he didn't want to embarrass our clueless
Oh, that's
mother.
awesome. He's in on the bit.
That's fine.
He's in on the bit. That's funny.
Dope kid.
Dope kid, yeah.
He showed it off to our grandparents also because he figured they would have no idea what it really
Smart
meant.
Smart kid.
Also, great
He's
bit.
like, oh, thank you. Knowing,
great bit.
Yeah, he's like, thank you. I love you, to show appreciation. But then I was like, yeah, I'm not going to fucking wear that thing.
My little brother said he didn't plan on wearing it out of the house. I think I will leave the matter to rest.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I think that's
fine.
Cool.
Because
I don't think you could go wrong either way,
like,
whether it's talk to the brother or talk to mom.
We would probably make fun of our parents for giving us a gift that was like they didn't know because, that's just the type of people we are. But like, I think that the right thing to do is exactly what this kid is doing. He's 2 fucking steps ahead of his sister. He's like, yeah, I know. She's like, all right, it's a good idea, actually. That's funny. Let's take a quick look at the t-shirt if it loads. Oh, that's even better. There's oatmeal Debbie cookies on there.
Right there, dude.
If we do have a video of this, they have colors. I'll put this picture in.
No, that's going to be good. I like that.
That's funny.
Yeah, we're getting those.
All right. So I only have one more thing here, right? And I'm not saying it's a new segment, but I just thought it was funny. I had the idea because we have some of these Reddit posts that we see, and you don't know about this. This is a complete surprise. I just have 2 things I just want you to take a look at. So usually on Reddit, it's very simple. It usually boils down to go to the police, as we've noticed so many times, right?
Apparently, we've learned it's not always the case.
Apparently. but most of the time that's in some of the stories, or it boils down to like get help. Tell them. Like it seems pretty simple. Well, there's another subreddit, right? Because I was looking for more like that because I thought that would be funny, and there's a load of them. One of them I found was, however Reddit does it, like the r/ should I go to the doctor? So to show you that people not only have questions about going to the police or like, should I tell them? They don't even know if they should go to the doctor. Now, let's see if we need to diagnose these people and make them see if they should go to the doctor based on title alone. Based on title alone. This first one, Cam. All right, ready is, I got hit by a car.
Go to the doctor.
Go to the doctor.
Please.
All right.
I don't need to read anything.
If you
got hit by a car, you need to at least be screened for a concussion.
Yep, right. I don't have to read anything. I'm just looking at keywords. He's saying his collarbone was hurting, his elbow was hurting, he had his shoulder was hurting. Yeah, you probably got fucked up. All right.
Yeah, you got hit by a fucking
car.
Hit by a
car. Easy one. Cam, another easy one for you. Based off title alone. Now I'm going to get into the story. Ready? Cam, should he go to the doctor because his left nut is swollen?
Go to the doctor.
Go to the doctor.
Unless, listen, if you've been sitting there and you've been like trying to give it like a light massage because you're like, maybe this is just something that needs to get like rubbed out and it still doesn't work, go to the doctor.
No, but Cam, again, this story is one sentence because you asked how long it was. Go ahead, Cam, read this real quick. One sentence.
My left nut is like, what? My left nut is like been stolen for 4 days now. It's 2 times the size it normally is, and the pain travels up my body. What do you do?
It's go to the doctor.
It sounds like it's affecting his fucking brain by the way that was written.
Well, like, dude, I mean,
go to the fucking doctor.
Yeah, exactly. If it's been 4 days and it's hurting you and your nut is swollen,
honestly, not even need to go to the doctor. Just call. If you call your doctor and go, "Hey, my nut has been swollen for 4 days. What do I do?" Then the doctor will, if there's like a thing that you can do of just like I said, like massage it out or something. I don't know. Hypothetically, he'll say, just do that. If it's anything else, he'll probably just say, come to me. Why are you asking Reddit?
Yeah, here's the thing, Kim. I don't want to get you all fired up. I just wanted to show you that usually we get mad at these people on Reddit who are asking stupid questions. And I just wanted to show the point that there's a lot of them like that. And it's always yes. So I'm not saying it's going to be a new segment, but like, I think I got to keep showing you some easy questions on Reddit where we can just kind of just try to get awareness.
It can be the rapid fire round.
Yeah, but I thought that was fun. I hope you appreciate that. I loved your surprised reaction.
Yeah. You know what I'm actually really looking forward to though?
Ending this episode.
No, all of
Sunday.
the episodes that drop on Monday mornings. We at We've Got Words like to support you at the start of your week with some hours of enjoyment.
Yeah, we love to yell at you on a Monday morning.
Because what goes best with coffee? Couple nuts. You and me.
Wow, you are trying way too hard.
I'm pulling it all together.
Outro, I want to go home.
I'm pulling it all together, bro.
I want to go home.
If you have any questions for me and my boy here, feel free to reach out to nooneaskpod@gmail.com, or you can comment on our posts now on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Don't forget, we also have an X, a TikTok, and soon an Instagram.
Okay.
Anything else for the people, bro?
No, end the episode, please.
We want to thank everyone for listening. Make sure to share, subscribe, and tell us how you feel. Thanks. Have a good night. Morning. Morning. It's coming out on morning.
This sucks.
Roll the credits.
I hate how they've been rolling.